It's your host with the most. It's your boy KB. It's the check-in, and we got two for the price of one. We have Lisa. I am very excited to see you. Thank you for joining the first time.
Of
MacK,
course, of
you brought a
course.
guest, and man, before we started the show, your wife spits hot ones. She's witty, she's funny, and she's like ready to go. So I don't know what's going on, but Lisa said I'm on the show today on the check-in. I'm like, all right, and we got a surprise for you. So MacK's married to Lisa. All right, now Lisa, how you doing today, Lisa?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. How's it feeling on the show? How's it been on the show? How you feeling being on the show?
It's good. Honestly, because we're doing it through Zoom, I feel like I'm doing like a work call on a Saturday, but here we are.
Hey, sweet headphones, by the way. Like I love the
Thanks.
headphone games. Like those are, I don't know, they're spectacular. Now, I want to make sure that the audience understands who you are. And you're just not some random person taking pictures. Like I had an opportunity to come over, and I'm not good at technology. I'm not good at cameras. I'm not good at anything. MacK has saved me money by not breaking things. And in coming over, I had no idea about you, the person. I knew you were married, but I didn't know like the persona, the energy, and everything. And I come over and we're going socially distanced and we're talking about how to edit. And then from there, we figure out you love photography and you've been able to travel and do a lot of photos. So before we talk about the photos that we took now, can we talk about some of the places you were from Africa or something? You took photos in Africa or something?
So I've had the opportunity to travel quite a bit. I've been to Europe, I've been to West Africa, and I've been to South Africa, are the biggest. I've been around the States and stuff too, but those are my biggest
So I got a
bigger
question.
trips.
I got a lion I ain't take that picture of. Like you actually have seen a lion, like a real live lion in the jungle and shit.
I went on a safari in Kruger National Park. Yeah.
I fucking hate you. I fucking hate you. What does that even sound like to go like? I went to a zoo back in Lansing. They had a giraffe, kind of. I know they had a statue of a giraffe. Like, what is it like when you're able to see that? What is that like for those people that always have never been to Africa or never been in the safari? Walk us through what it feels like to go to Pride Rock and be Lion King in this motherfucker.
It's honestly, it feels so surreal for me even to talk about it. I went in 2017, and I grew up. Lion King was my favorite movie growing up. Like that
I
was
watch it. I
my
watch it. I watch it
jam.
daily. I cry every day. I watch it and
Not
cry.
surprised.
What does that
But
even mean? It's really,
well,
I'm an emotional
but
kind of guy.
to go and to know, like, you're in their territory. We're on a vehicle, but you're in their territory. There could be a lion running across, getting a zebra right in front of you, and you don't know what the fuck's gonna happen. It was so surreal, but freaking incredible.
And that's the thing about it is like when I watch nature, I always cheer for the animal because I'm like, like if you're fucking with that, I wanted to take care of it. And like my favorite photo of all times is the lion. And there's a guy that's right in front of him. And like he literally had to sit there for like 5 hours. It's like the National Geographic photo of the year. And now I went down to the Super Bowl, saw the photo, and now he's an artist and he put a butterfly on it. And it's a beautiful piece. It's like 20 grand. But to have somebody take that kind of photo and be able to have that moment, what is it like to see something in its natural environment and actually capture a shot that nobody else will probably ever see besides see from your photo?
It's the craziest feeling. Like even now, I look back, and I was in South Africa for 3 weeks. I think I was there, and I took over 10,000 photos in 3 weeks.
What is it like? Like, I mean, and I want to really, like, as an African American,
Mhm.
I got no idea what Africa is like. Like, I have the closest thing I've been to Africa is watching Black Panther. And I ain't trying to be disrespectful, and I try and like nonchalantly because I don't know. And I was having a very in-depth conversation with an African who's from Ethiopia. If you had to put my life on it for me to be able to explain Africa or geography, just get it done with before we start. Like that's like, I know there was apartheid. I didn't even know there was white people in Africa till like Ernie Els, the golfer. Like I don't even, and I'm somewhat educated as an African American. You would think I would know, but if you ask me 3 questions about Africa, I'm gonna get 3 questions wrong. Besides, is it Africa? You know what I'm saying? Is it Africa? And is it Lion King? Might be the answer. Lion King
Yeah.
for all three. So what I'm trying to say is, can you kind of walk an African American what it like to just get to Africa? What's it like like help? I don't even fucking know what that looks like.
Oh, the flights are horrible. Like, and I'll
Okay.
be 100% honest, but I say that I would go back if I had pandemic, all that shit aside. If I could go back tomorrow, I would. I
All right.
100% would.
So skip the flight
Um,
part. So let's take
okay.
the flight part out of there because we
Okay.
all know that part. It's Africa. You know, hear that part? Like, so when
Africa.
you get to Africa, South Africa, the temperature, like, what does it even look like?
It's funny because when I was in South Africa, I flew into Cape Town.
Right.
It didn't feel like I was in Africa, which is weird to say. Like when I think of Africa, so sorry, I'll back up and say I went to West Africa. Like I've been to Liberia first. That was in 2012 I went, and then in 2017 I went to South Africa. So I'll to use Liberia as an example. Flying into Liberia, I literally felt like I got off the plane and was in Florida. It's gonna sound
Really?
weird. Yeah.
Is
Humid, hot, wet, disgusting, Florida heat grossness. Yeah.
But now, from a perspective of the climates there, is it from a technology or a city perspective? Is it a developed city, or is it? Would you say that is there certain areas in Africa that are more developed than others?
Oh, 100%. Yeah. Yeah. Like Cape Town is a huge city. Like think of it kind of like an LA,
Okay.
Orlando, Miami. Like it's a big city. Liberia's, I think, the third or fourth poorest country in the world. So you're going to go from literally one end to the other end of the spectrum.
So like the north end of Winnipeg to Wellington Crest.
Oh, north end of Winnipeg times like make it worse. Yeah. And being a very fair white female, nobody goes to Liberia just to go to Liberia. That's not a common tourist destination. I stood out like a sore thumb.
literally like literally. It was like. And the thing about it is, as I talk about, framing this is because that experience has motivated you now through your travel, through being able to see animals in their environment, to now creating a company to be able to capture moments that are very they're priceless moments because you can remember them. You take pictures. As I'm looking at the NCAA women's basketball, I was supposed to be down there, but financially, the funds have not been released through the NFL disability. And the reason I say this is because for photography, I want to capture moments. Mm-hmm. I put up the Rolex because it's a timeless piece. It's like there's certain things that I can't get back in time, and there's certain pictures I look at that remind me because as I've never seen a lion, my mother's never seen me play a sporting event. So I look at her pictures to be able to go out there and kind of just capture that energy in that moment. So like when I look at photography, like I'm big into it. Like I'm really big into it because as an animal goes extinct, you're like, well, what does a dinosaur really look like? Do you have a photo of a real dinosaur? You have a sketch of something, but like a real photo of a dinosaur, like, so your memory becomes that if you've never seen it in real life. So there's certain things as if you haven't seen your grandparents or something like that, like, well, this is a picture of somebody or a relative, or this is somewhere. I think that gives you the hope. And especially during COVID right now, seeing a time that was better or seeing a time that's different gives you an idea of something to move forward to. And I'm curious to be able to see some of these pieces that you took pictures of us, because I know that this is one of the parts of the show where being able to share the space in these moments. As your wife is a photographer, have you started taking pictures of your transformation in body? Have you started doing that yet?
Yeah, like personally, I've started documenting it. I don't know if I want Lisa to crack out the Nikon just yet.
Yeah, please don't. The face, she starts laughing. She's such a fucking asshole. She's like,
no, 100% I would. He hasn't asked me to.
I wouldn't either. But my point is this: as you get in better shape, MacK, and this is for everybody, how much more fun is it to think about the photos that you can take and the adventures you can go and being able to capture those things because you're healthier? How exciting is that, though, really?
Oh, it's very exciting. I've traditionally been very photo shy, video shy. So now that I'm starting to lose weight, you get some of that swagger, some of that confidence back, and you're not afraid of cameras anymore, right? So.
And the thing about it is you guys are a fun couple to be around. We did a photo shoot, and you're not afraid to put yourself out there because of the line of work that you're in as far as working in radio and some of the things that previous people have made you do. You're not afraid to be on the camera but not be seen. of wearing a
Right.
mask.
Yeah.
And now that you are being able to be seen because you're doing the right things, big shout out to Carolyn Peck. I'm watching Iowa versus UConn. UConn beats the women's Iowa basketball team, and Carolyn Peck is the first African-American female to win at Purdue in 1999. So I'm excited about our show. I'm excited about seeing women making history, but I'm also excited about saying, when you get to travel and you're healthy, MacK, where are some places that you and the missus have thought about going now since you're more healthy, or you want to go photo or shop? Where are some places you thought about wanting to take photos now, MacK, since you are healthier?
Right. Yeah. So our 5-year plan was, it's definitely our dream to go over to Europe. I love everything about the UK and London and the Beatles and all that. So, and Lisa would get some amazing pictures if we went over there, right?
Yeah.
So maybe Lisa wants to chime in about where else in Europe we'd like to go. Like, she's also been to Germany, which is very beautiful.
Yes.
I'd love to see that as well.
Yeah, I've
go
been.
ahead.
The thing about it is this is like, when you're on somebody else's land, or, and I'm not trying to say this facetiously, you take it from two different perspectives: the one that was here first and the one that lost the war. And then as you go through history, unless you see it, it's hard to really understand it. And I'm just coughing because I'm smoking. So to the listeners, if we watch it, this is what's on my Saturday. I'm watching basketball and enjoying myself in my home. I'm an adult. It's like a good friend of mine, Rena J, traveled so many places. And the biggest thing that I was afraid of was something that was going to happen to her in a foreign country. So I find it's much more safe to travel in these spaces together and capture different moments. But some of the most beautiful places that you would never think of, you're like, oh man, look at that beach, or look at this, or look at that. And big shout out to Megan, the mother of Posey. It's her birthday today. And one of the things that she talked about was just traveling. And we got a chance to go to Tofino. I've never seen like an environment in its natural habitat that hasn't really been disturbed. Like, you see what it can become. And I think that's the biggest thing, is when you look at technology and you look at natural resources and you look at like natural like environments, it's like, at what cost is it that you might never see something? But it seems like it's exciting to be able to travel more, and exciting to be able to take photos, and exciting that you get to capture those moments together. You know what I'm saying?
And I've wanted to ask both you guys, because you're getting into photography quite a bit, Kelly, and Lisa has her business. What is, if you could work with one person, maybe it's a celebrity or an athlete, if you could capture one person in life, who would it be and why?
Oh shit.
That's a all right. First, I think wow.
I don't know.
Because there's two things. There's certain people that have taken iconic photos. So like, I would like to hang out with like a group of photographers to understand the culture first, because there's a certain etiquette, there's a sort of tone and tension, and like, to be able to, I don't want to take this part from you, Lisa. Who would you want to work for if you could? You said like, saying National Geographics, or be able to be outsourced to send photos. Yes or no?
Oh, 100%. Like, and I'm going to turn MacK's question a little bit and say, like, I don't know. I can't think of one specific person or celebrity or anybody that I'm like, oh my God, I have to take pictures of them. There isn't really anybody in my books. I'm honored to take pictures of anybody.
I got like 5 of them. That's why I was waiting for you. Like, as an African-American, I would love to be able to see what it's like to be around Barack's family, and Michelle and Barack off camera. That would be one of the most amazing intimate environments, is to take and see how it is to now be retired and have a conversation with them. I would love to be able to see, just Oprah Winfrey in her natural environment, just being able to engage with her friends and see what it like to be like that. As much as I love him, Jay-Z, I think, is just somebody that I want to see how he's able to just do so much, influence so many people, and still be so ahead of culture. Like when I look at the evolution of that, I would like to just kind of watch those kind of things.
Well, Kelly, how cool would it be for you to be a fly on his wall in the studio with a camera?
Oh man, if there was a gift, if I could just sit there and hear him freestyle and just watch, because like, I think it's the grind of just becoming. It's like when you look at like swimsuits, and I'm not trying to be like misogynistic here by any stretch of imagination. When a woman is portrayed the right way, I think it's beautiful. And I think Sports Illustrated has a phenomenal way of showing a woman that's an athlete and her body is more defined. It's sexy when you see Serena Williams, or it's sexy when you see Michelle Obama, or you
Well,
sexy.
how do you guys feel about the Sports Illustrated body edition when they're literally naked?
Like, I feel like it's how you see yourself in your body. You know what I'm saying? Because there's a lot of beautiful women that are voluptuous that we subject them because we don't feel like that, and then, you look at certain people, like, I think Adele is so fucking sexy because she's comfortable in her own skin. I think Ellen is sexy because she's comfortable in her own skin. I think, Heidi Klum likes to get in other people's skins because she likes to dress up in like Halloween. So like, if you're comfortable being you, like Halle Berry, like, like I think like Idris Elba, like I think men and women. And I think the one thing in photography is, as a man, you have to be able to compliment another man and say, man, he looks good as a man. He's able to wear that well. And I think photography defines your femininity and your masculinity, how you interpret the photo. And I think that comes up how well of a shooter you are. And when you talk about like the prints of the black and whites. So I think, it's important to be able to have those photos, because look, like, I have a dream. I never saw that, but you see the photo of that, you see that, you see that iconic moment when they had that photo up at the Olympics. Larry Fitzgerald's father was a phenomenal photographer from Minnesota for a number of years. So I'd much rather be in the event capturing it, having my daughter be a fan, but I just want to be there, and for, as Lisa alluded to earlier, it's like, who would I want to shoot with? I want to shoot with us, actually, and be able to just kind of go around the room and just be able to just like, what does it look like from my lens, your lens, and your lens? And we come back and share that space. Because if I catch one angle and then Lisa shares her photo, she might get the best shot, but you need multiple shooters there. So I think it's important to go with a tripod, a team of three. That's why it's a tripod. So the three of us would go all over. So for me, right now, if I could photo anybody, it'd be Vice President Harris, Kamala Harris. I think she's one of the most iconic women of our time. And then if I had an opportunity to photograph Dawn Staley, like I want to do a signature piece of Dawn Staley, just how she is, and just as, looking, it's the photos. Like, I'm going to start like really
and for
start
people
wearing,
that don't know, who is Dawn Staley?
Dawn Staley is African-American coach at University of South Carolina. I'm watching girls basketball right now. Carolyn Peck was the first female basketball coach to win a national championship for women's basketball. I have a daughter. We have a company called Four Sisters. I'm about equality. I'm about empowerment. I'm about Lisa cussing me out because I treat her like a sister, because MacK's my brother. So I'm about to give the stage back to Lisa and allow for her to showcase what she's on the show for, besides getting on my nerves. And if I say this to everybody, I say, please just don't get on my fucking nerves. If I don't say that to you, that means I don't like you. But if I do say that, means I really like. I'm like, Lisa, don't get on my fucking nerves today. That means, please, Lisa, get on my fucking nerves because I'm really excited. So, Lisa, you're getting on my nerves because you haven't said anything. What are we doing?
Challenge accepted. I'm good at getting on people's nerves. No, I guess, MacK, like, back to your question, I don't think there's one person. Like, I take any opportunity I can to capture anybody that kind of comes through my emails, I guess you could say. If I could work for anybody, National Geographic, 100%. I will sit in -40 in Antarctica to fucking take pictures of penguins. You wouldn't even have to pay me. I would do it for free. 100%.
I got a question for you. As a female, who are good female shooters? Female photographers?
I'm more of a local person. Like, I know a lot of good local photographers, but then that could take away from my business. So, why would I do that? I'm just kidding. But no, there's one photographer she's in the States. She focuses on couples, like, boudoir empowerment shoots. Holy shit. The stuff that, like, oh my God. Like, I've showed MacK a couple of them too. And she captures people of all shapes, sizes, colors, genders, anything under the sun. And it's fucking beautiful.
And you know what that is? Like, you got to pay homage. Like, the best videographer here in the city is Brett Anderson. So he does all of our video, you know, and I'm always wanting to recognize who the best of the best is. Like, and like for photography is you, because we're together until somebody shoots something else. And myself, it's us. Like, if somebody who considers them best, I'm like, well, prove it to me because we'll beat you. But Brett works with us. And I look at people that work with us, we acknowledge how hard it was, because he used to be an accountant, you know? And I think sometimes your dream job is not your day job. And in order to be able to become great at certain things, you have to put yourself in positions to learn, you know, and train with other people, because I think that was the biggest thing is vulnerability. And I didn't even say that word. Vulnerability is, you said boudoir. In order to get into that environment, and you don't have kids. I have a daughter, and to have those cute ass photos of the daughter wrapped up, you got to set the heat to a certain way. The baby got to shit on itself. That's my daughter I'm talking about. Then, like, at the time it was just my baby. I was like, what the fuck is going on here? You got to wrap it up in a swaddle. Like, it's like a fucking sock. And that's photography. And you're like, no, it's like, no, besides, that's not real. Like, my daughter, like, maybe like it's healthy for the indigenous community to keep that swaddle as you're traveling through the fucking wilderness back then. Yeah. But right now, my daughter had to shit the bed. I had to clean her out. And we had to put her in a hot ass environment to have she be asleep. It was fucking weird. But the photos are amazing. So, like, when you look at like photography, as a 38-year-old man, I'm comfortable, but damn, I got some badass fucking photos that I love now. You know, when I look at photography, you know, you look at the evolution of film, and you say, well, a Polaroid camera. Remember back in the Polaroids, you had like the other ones you could, psh, and like you had the whatever, and like that's the only thing that is going to be lasting is how well the picture was or how well the picture wasn't. And I find it funny as hell. Like, old people see pictures like, yeah. But big shout out to Megan again and her family. They've been amazing to me throughout this process of going through the separation transition. Is my father-in-law, Jim, like fell and like broke his leg. And instead of calling the you know, whatever, it's a long time ago. And his wife took a picture of it. And he was like, this shit was fucking hilarious. It's like, cause he was trying to put the pool in. It's like, yeah, that's when Jim broke his fucking leg. I was like, funny, but I would never know that. Like, but like, and that was one of the things as we've been starting to evolve with our show, The Push, bringing, you know, MacK on full time. He's now his face and his voice is heard, is now photography, you know, and then from photography is going to be film, because we're going to be doing this live, and it's a team-based effort because we're going to make mistakes. All of us are. And the thing that I want to have everybody understand on the check-in is, if you're not listening, then you're not learning. And if you're not able to be able to say, hey, how does the photo look? You're like, well, that's not your best photo. And you're like, well, the next one was better. If you can't take constructive criticism on your body of work, then you don't love what you do because you're afraid to be criticized. And Lisa cusses me out. So I'm like, man, I'm afraid of some of my photos that I present you like a child, like, hey, Lisa, here's my picture. You better be nice or not.
Okay, so we took a photo shoot last week, and Lisa's picked out 11 of her favorites. So if you're listening on Spotify or Apple or Google, if you want to head over to our Facebook and our almost new YouTube page, you'll be able to see these. But Kelly Lisa's going to pull them up here on screen, and we'll get Kelly to react to them and get his thoughts.
Oh shit, I'm about to really get light for this one. This is going to get me lifted. Like, I just like to say, hey, first of all, before you put up the photo, Lisa, thank you.
I'm waiting. You're welcome.
I just want to say thank you for being part of this team. And honestly, before you were even part of this team, you were supporting MacK, you know, and in what he does and what he's trying to do, you've been his ride or die supporter and his motivator and probably his irritator. And I want to say a moment in time for women that have been supportive of men that might not have been as supportive of them. This moment is to say thank you. You know, I know at 365 pounds, if it wasn't for a strong woman, I wouldn't be here to be the man I am today. And that doesn't have to be married or divorced. You just have to recognize as real. And in some of the moments now, being a father, I look at my daughter and the mistakes I made with her mother as, how I handled situations or how I interacted, never put my hands on her. And I think I don't know why I have to say that, but it's still one of those things that you have to articulate, that women, you have to acknowledge them. You have to appreciate them. And you have to say, great games for the women's NCAA tournament, because there was pictures of a lack of equality. One of the things I look at that is important is support. So Lisa, before you show the pictures, I just wanted to make sure I appreciate how much you've been supporting MacK. I appreciate how much you've been supporting the show. I understand how difficult a show like this in its beginning stages could be if a woman decided to pull back, like, you can't do this. You can't, and it becomes counterproductive. Now, I also understand, with a little bit of a female touch, our numbers of, 3,192 downloads today. I can't imagine what it's going to be in a week or 2 weeks. That's why I show the Rolex, because I'm like, we got Rolexes without Lisa, and Lisa likes a nice watch. So watch out. We about to see some pictures. So we got pictures now. So I got to make sure they see the Rolex. You know what I'm saying? So obviously you said, Kelly, you need to stand out. So I thought I had to stand out by buying a Rolex. So I bought two, one for me and Auntie Lee. So I don't know what you want me to do, but I bought the picture. So I'm ready to see our pictures of us. Let's see what we got. So I'm excited, but I want to say, Lisa, thank you for being part of the team. And thank you for being always a supporter in front or behind the scenes.
Of course. All right, MacK, you showed me how to do this. Hopefully I can do it right.
Oh, fuck.
Can you see it, KB?
All right.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so Kelly, what would describe what you're seeing?
Dog.
Describe what you're seeing.
All right, first of all, if you've ever thought I was supposed to look like a model, and the times I've had my shirt off and didn't look like a model, this is the picture that I do look like a model. This is the picture that the tattoos pop off. This is the picture that riding the bike every single fucking day, the idea of being Kid Rock, being the badass, or being the sex symbol. This is that little kid that you might see. It's just like, man, it's me as a man, as an adult, and just like ready for the world, but still like, man, this is kind of cool. And like, yo, it's some slick ass shit. It's super focused, and it's a strong shot, man. It's a good energy. So it's like, it's just having fun with the camera. It's me with my shirt off, showing my tattoos, holding the football. My watch is popping off. I got my chain off, and it's a great shot. Who took this picture?
Of course I did.
I'm pretty sure it was Uncle Lisa's. Yeah, you knew it.
Yeah,
this is a great picture.
all of these ones I'm going to show you because so MacK did take some with Kelly's camera, but these ones are all from my camera. So I took
good.
So
all right, all right. That's one of the things is I didn't know if these were, because me and MacK were playing. Lisa was actually doing, because I was like, MacK, did you take this photo? Fuck no, you didn't. Because this is all right. So now this is an amazing shot, Lisa. Like, wow,
we got 10 more to go. This is gonna be good.
Oh, like you catch me, like I'm like. I look sexy as fuck. I ain't like that. Like
you
like,
do. I'm not even gonna lie. You look sexy as fuck.
I do, and I even got my Rolex on. Like, could you imagine? I was fucking with you. Like, you're like, why does he keep talking about this Rolex? Because this picture, like, I might get laid off this fucking picture by either a guy or a girl. I don't know, but like, this is sexy ass shit. Regardless. Wow, Lisa, I'm gonna put this on. I'm gonna wear this on me, man. Can you paint this on? I'm just gonna put a T-shirt on me. Like,
of course, we can do whatever. We can do whatever you want to do.
Oh shit! Damn.
I like the black and white.
These reactions.
The black and white right now, looking off of the tattoo and like the fist in the back of dark, like of hope, of strength with the CFL football with a man, girl. And like I do enough push-ups now, my motherfucking arms got a little definition in it, and like my face looks like a nice jawline, like a defined Black Jesus or some shit, but not me. But like if black and there was Jesus and I didn't know this guy, like, is that Black Jesus? I don't know, but yo, this dude right here in this picture, if I didn't know him, that's a bad motherfucker right there. Like he's sexy and he's kneeling down. Yes, dope shit, man.
Fucking
I'd have sex with that guy. If you're not having sex with people, you might need to call this guy. I'm joking.
Oh, you're making me laugh and cry at the same time.
He's safe. He's got a vasectomy. Oh shit!
Oh, look at
my homeboy, Big Money Drip, right there, pointing at the camera. Me and my man, the pushing the buttons. Look at the eyes. Look at the fly. Like it's just us having fun.
Yep.
Like you can see it like now that I look at the picture, it's like I got my Four Sisters hoodie on, I have my watch on, I have my Blue Jays hat on. MacK's got his big shout out to The Rock. He's got his shirt on that he was wearing where he couldn't fit in. Now he can fit into it. And now as you look at it from the perspective in the back, the colors are there. We're just having fun. We're downtown in the Exchange District, and we're really just bringing our energy together because as much as the other photos just kind of show me with my shirt off because I've been on a weight journey, this one is just us saying like, hey, I don't know where we're going, but let's have fun and like let's play the camera and make it look like we're really famous because we are.
Because we are.
But yeah, fucking once you guys get it confused, we got Rolexes coming, motherfuckers. But anyways, this is just like you see us being who we are. Like if you're comfortable, I feel like this is you showing more energy than I've ever seen of you, MacK. This is what you really are. Like if you take me out of the picture and look at me as a prop, you actually really see the real MacK here. So if you take me out, you see the real beauty in MacK. You know, that's the biggest thing.
And this photo shoot was a lot of fun to do. Everybody was high spirits, and there were tons of people taking photos in the Exchange District when we were there.
I was gonna say it's such a hot spot, especially on a nice day. You'll see photographers and clients everywhere down on the Exchange.
And what they've said is this, and I believe it to be so, or maybe not. I'll find out when I actually go to Chicago. Is this is like a little Chicago to some people? Like they film here all the time, so it's kind of cool. Depending on where you're at in your career or as a photographer or somebody that wants to experience the city, take cameras. Don't shoot bullets, shoot pictures. And that's maybe to my audience in the States. I'll trade you a camera for a gun, you know, but like it's still taking shots.
Yep.
That's why I got the camera, because it's safe to have a camera going to some environments. So there's going to be some environments that I might have to take pictures of because people don't realize how bad it is in the States or how good it is. So, you know, the compare and contrast. But this one right here is just seeing MacK at his finest, looking good, you know, just doing what he does.
And I will say, so when I first started my photography business, MacK was my first guinea pig client, if you want to call it that. And he was so not uncomfortable because it was me, but you could tell he wasn't comfortable being in front of the camera.
No, you mean as fuck though. It was not as you. You a mean motherfucker. Don't even put that on MacK. You a mean motherfucker. Like the photos that we had to do, she tortured us. She yelled at us. She said, "Suck in your face and suck in your ass." No, I'm fucking with you. Like,
oh, come on.
No, what I'm trying to say is, like, I think that's not a bad thing. Anybody that first does something is like, he did it though. A lot of people, that's why I fuck with MacK. He might not like it. He might not do it. This dumb motherfucker does it regardless. And then eventually he's like, why'd you do it? Because you like now he's doing it because he wants to. Before he was like, oh yeah, I was like it was his job to get asked to do the dumbest shit. Like, yo, MacK, you want to do the dumbest shit ever? Okay, and he'd be like, yo, dog, you seriously? Like, yeah, KB, I got us PTSD with some of the shit he does. Now he gets a voice. He's like, this motherfucker is one of the most talented people I've ever been around in my life. I've been around a lot of talented motherfuckers, and to be able to be around a lot of photographers, I'm like, I like that you a shit disturbing shooter. Like, I like that shit. Don't nobody want you to like. I don't give a fuck if it was Kid Rock. I'm like, Kid Rock, don't be a fucking asshole. Like I don't want, as soon as it becomes more catering to the client than actually the shoot and capturing the moment, I got to kiss your fucking, like, get this motherfucker out of here, man. Like, I don't have the time to waste. And you're not that fucking good. You're not MacK. You know what I'm saying? You're not the shooter like Lisa. So I think, yo, MacK, I like this picture because it just shows you, it shows you, I'm curious to see what this is going to become as we keep taking the show on the road. Like, what do you see, MacK? Like, fucking is you?
It's just us having fun. And it kind of shows our buddy relationship, right?
Yep.
And we've kind of hit it off ever since we met on radio, so.
Oh, God. What does this photo look like, MacK?
That was beautiful segue. I timed that pretty good, didn't I? Okay.
This Kelly, looks like a killer right here.
Yeah. This is probably one of my favorites.
Yeah, this is a cool shot. He's got his mask, his Four Sister mask on. He's got the tattoos showing. Yeah, this is a cool shot. And this is beside the colorful mural in the Exchange.
I just turned. I have the color version too. I just turned it black and white. Yeah.
No, I like this. Like, damn. That motherfucker's been through a rough life. It ain't about no fucking games to take that much. That motherfucker seen a thing or two. And like, you don't understand the metaphor of the mask and the flower? I'm the shit. You get it? If you grow through fertilizer, the worst shit you put down in there, the most fertile, shitty soil grows the best flowers. So my life is so fucking shitty. And the pain that I experience, the flowers that grow out of this from my learning experience is like my daughter. So what the company is going to grow out of because I'm the body of work. So I look at that as like my pain is worth it because my product's on my face. And anytime you can relate to it, we can grow through it together. But don't fuck around. I ain't for no fucking games in this photo.
Yeah,
like,
that's that face right there.
Fuck around. Yeah. And I think that's the photos like, I ain't got to say shit, man. Like that photo's like, yo, send that motherfucker the photo of me when I'm not in the fucking mood, like the blue steel, but like really where I want to just rip a motherfucker's face off. That photo. That's where I'm like, either I got to poop or I'm not. I got to fart. You know what I'm saying? This
That's
is
your
one of
poop
those
face? No.
no, it's not my poop face. I got the poop face. No, that's not the poop face.
I was gonna say I kind of want this on a shirt. Not gonna lie, nobody would.
I kind of want to put it on a shirt. Like I ain't
Oh,
gonna
that's
lie
a
to you.
poster right there. That's a poster.
Dude. Hell yeah. And here's the thing. It's like, Lisa, don't laugh. Please do not fucking laugh because this is going to be a fucking very racially biased joke.
Okay.
So I don't want to be dead to be on a fucking t-shirt to be cool. Like, why the fuck I gotta die to be on a fucking t-shirt? Like, I want to be a black living legend. Oh, there's another RAP t-shirt coming up. Here's up, Kelly Butler. Now fuck that shit. Put me on this bitch right now while I'm alive. When's the last time you seen a living motherfucker on a t-shirt? Never. They'd be like, that's stupid. Like, that's facetious. But as soon as I die, put his ass on everything. Like, oh, Kelly, you're fucking up my marketing. So now you kill me. No. Put me on the t-shirts right fucking now. I want to be on a t-shirt. Right? I want to be Rick James when I'm not famous. Put me on that bitch right now. Put me on that motherfucker. Oh, shit. Oh, wow, dog. You know what?
No, this is his rap album cover right here.
I'm fucking living for these reactions. This is a fantastic
my
idea.
My calf muscles are so fucking little. God damn it. All right, so we're going to have to edit out the ass, John. So we're going to go from, keep going in there a little bit. Yeah, that's it. That's the photo now. Cut my calves out. Now, all right, redo the whole thing. All right, that right there. Ooh, now I like that. Oh, and you can come on the 4 stitches on the back of that shit, superimpose that. Yeah. That's perfect. Do not show my calves. Go a little bit. Nope. I don't know. Nobody wants to see them little ass eeny, meeny, weeny, toothpick sneaky. Nah, man, because I got them Kevin Durant's, dog. They're like, so I'm not self-conscious. It just doesn't look good
for the listener.
They're probably good.
There's a kind of a tunnel alleyway in our exchange district. Kelly's got his back towards it, arms outstretched, like a I believe I can fly kind of pose here.
I ain't gonna lie to you. I'm watching Baylor versus Michigan right now. Girls play way harder than guys. I ain't gonna lie. These girls, like, they are fucking good. And the chick from Baylor, the head coach, she does not fuck around. So this is a really good game. Oh shit, dude. You like, who in the fuck took these photos? These are great fucking photos. Like, these is like, I ain't gonna lie. Like, wow. Because if you put some in, like, in them, fuck, these are sweet. Like, this is a dope ass photo. It's a tunnel of, oh wow. Yeah.
So
and like,
Kelly's at the end of the tunnel now, the light shining in, his arms are outstretched. His calves look normal in this one. Can't be angry about the calves in this one.
Fuck you. I don't even want you to edit it out. I want you to make sure that this part, you are being rude about my anyways, I'm just fucking with this guy. Yo, Lisa, you got that bang bang. And what that means is bang, bang, shrimp, bang, bang. If you double say something, that means it's real. If you hit it with a 3-piece special, which is real, wait for it, good. You are great at what you do, girl. So, wow.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Okay,
what do we got next?
I don't even want to hear your mouth no more, Mac. Fuck you. You ruined the day. You're talking about my kneecaps. Said I have ashy kneecaps, you fucking asshole.
My guts hanging out.
Me laughing at Mac's bad jokes. This is Mac. Anybody that wants to make a joke about my calves, fuck you. No,
what you see in this picture though is your fancy hat you bought from the haberdashery in the exchange.
Oh, hey, big shout out to haberdashery. My man down there has always been taking care of business, and he's fun. Like, if we're taking photos, and we were saying this, I have my 4 sisters hoodie on. It's like I'm marketing. We are marketing us. I'm marketing myself the way that I want to be seen. So if you're going to go into the industry, find Lisa, ask her to take photos of you and say, how do you want to be marketed? She'll shoot you the way that you're supposed to be seen. This shows, the other photo says, don't fuck with Kelly, but this shows, he's having fun, or he's got something in his eye he can't fucking read. Like, hey, motherfucker, what time is it, motherfucker? Hey, my name is Sugar Slim. Oh, this is sweet right here. Oh, wow. It shows me this saying like, hey, man, I'm just trying to be me. I'm
Well,
open my arms. I
I
got my
think the
new
cool
hat
thing about
on.
this one is you're kind of out of focus in the back, so it's more about like your outreaching hands
I
in this one.
know.
That's what I
This shit
loved about it.
It is dope. Like I like it because it was like I ain't gonna cry, but I don't know if I'm reaching out to my mother, my father, or I'm reaching out for a helping hand. But somebody, you always got to reach your hand out and like either asking or receiving. But we ain't get here by myself. Like the photo is cool, man, and like I think that's the biggest thing about this is like as I articulate the actual photo. We went into the fucking store and just had so much fun. Like we went in there and we were just buying hats. And then I got Lisa a gift of our camera because I was like, yo, this seems like it's going to be like, it was like a signature camera.
A vintage camera. Yeah.
It's a
Very
vintage
cool.
camera. It's so cool.
Like you're cool. Like, and I'm going to mean this from like, here's the thing. The reason why Lisa is going to be extremely successful is because I'm very difficult to deal with. But if you deal with me, I'm going to promote you because we're really good at what we do. Lisa is fun to be around. She shoots great shots because she made the energy real. Like as we pretended to be photographers, me and MacK, we were she's actually taking amazing photos as I'm fucking this camera. She's over here actually taking real pictures. And what I mean by that is as somebody practiced, she was really shooting the shots and we were all having fun together. This is cool. Thank you. Thank you. Because my daughter can see these photos and my daughter can be able to see her dad and maybe I'm not trying to put a spin or a twist or anything. It's like you guys were there, you know, like you guys get to tell the photo. Like and a lot of times like, what happened that day or how it looks is like, yo, it was cool. Like we were trying to get, it's just a real representation of where we're going and what we're trying to do and we're doing it. And we want to represent Winnipeg, you know, regardless whoever sees it. So it's really just showing that that's our home, and we're coming, asking and willing to receive. It's a fucking sweet ass photo.
So I'm gonna give you a warning. We're now going to the ledge, just so you know. And I've saved one. So there's two more left. The last one I did a special edit for you because I was listening to the podcast. I don't remember which one it was when you were talking to MacK about the whole Black Lives Matter movement and how you wanted to speak and how you couldn't, which is why, for the listeners, why we went to the ledge in the first place. So the last one, I just want to let you know, I took what you said and I've made something a little special for you. So,
all right. So these next ones, I might cry because I almost cried when he said.
I think the last one you might, MacK. I don't know what you think, but I think he might.
If I put some music on, I cry on cue because I play a song on point. Like shit. All right, yeah, this is cool. Like it's that's you know, that's that Rocky pose right there. That's that you know, that I got my Michigan shorts on because the Fab Five. I got my vasectomy. You can see like the shorts on top of that. I got and I got my chain around my neck for Auntie Lady that gave it to me. Got my hat. It says "Laugh now, cry later." I got a little microphone there because it's symbolic of the microphone that they had for 17,000 people. I was like, yo, like MacK like gets on my ass all the time about the sound and like me moving a chair around or doing some stupid shit. And for me to go out there and be like, yo, only Black people could be here when so many white people supported like this, you know. And like I hired somebody yesterday, you know, to be able to talk about political science that's going to be on the show. Like I said, hey, how much does it cost you to go back to school? And I was like, $3,000. I was like, I got you. And I just got off the phone. I talked to her for 2 hours about, you know, the reason not being able to speak and how it broke my heart, really. And it broke my heart because my daughter was there and I was man enough to show up even after I was humbled for something that was supposed to be shared because it was to be shared with Devon Clunas, the first African-American police chief, and the first deputy mayor was Marcus Chambers. And I talked to them and said, hey, man, you guys are kids. Where's the men at? And they took offense to it. And then instead of having a conversation, they made a post and said I couldn't talk because I was emotional because my grandfather's name is George Floyd, and a man in Minnesota was killed. Not the first time. This is the second time because another man was killed for CDs. And my mom had her head blown off. And these young kids wanted to take a platform of missing and murdered Indigenous women and people being killed in April. 4 people say that. Just say that. But let us all say something. And then I just had to swallow my pride and cry and think about suicide. And in this photo is my own like inversion of.
It's a comeback story, right? That's what
Exactly.
it is. It's a comeback photo.
Because I got my shoes on. And it's like, and it's just like, it's not you. You're going to go through your own journeys, kids. You're going to go through your own pain. But you better have somebody strong enough that can step over that and show you like, yo, you got to step over this. So the photo is just, thank you. And I'm not even, yeah. And I kind of look like I got like a decent little stomach and some chest muscles and shit. So this shows
you got some abs coming here.
Got some abs coming through there.
Yeah, I do.
So I'm gonna show the last one.
Cool.
So this is a special one. What kind of inspired me to make it a little bit different for you was on the last podcast episode that you guys were talking about the shoot. You had said that when you were standing up there, that you were talking to all the people that you wanted to hear. You were talking to yourself, but you were talking to the people as if there was a crowd. And I heard that. Like when I was there, I'm thinking, who's Kelly talking to? I was like, who is? And I looked at MacK and MacK wasn't. And I was like, oh, okay. And then so I kind of took that and put a spin on it. So are you ready?
Yeah.
Oh, what happened to it? There it is.
That's wow. That's the shirt, Black Lives Matter with the sleeves cut off that Megan bought from me. Once again, happy birthday. It's living or dead, my life matters. And I'm listening to Gorgeous. Would it be better if I was dead and you talked about me, or would it be better if you see me on a t-shirt, but you still gonna see me and you still gonna have to talk about it? And you know, in that moment, it's just like, stand behind me because I'll take it on the chin before I let anything touch anything that I'm, you know, and it was like, everybody behind me was like, all right, what don't you see is the problem? What don't you see is who support me? What don't you believe in is what's fucking with you motherfuckers now. Because you're like, yo, you see energy. You see the yellow, you see my mother's favorite color. So if you look real close, you see my mother. You see my father. You see technology. You also see a lot of indigenous people there. Holy shit, you see all the indigenous people there. Because you see a platform where if you have an opportunity, if you understand education and law, you can speak there and talk. You see a man that's got to go back to school to make his life matter, but you see a heart, a white heart. I mean, a woman loved me enough that was white to marry me, and loves me enough to have me see my daughter whenever I want to and not get police involved and, you know, have other kids, and was there. She hates being white more than white people because that's what she has me fucking tattoos. You know, and it's reasonable to say that in this moment, this is us. Regardless what you can or can't see, this is a moment in time that you won't forget. You won't forget this. And Black Lives Matter, since that moment, man, let's hold that for 1 second. Since that moment, we have every right to make that moment special. I love Winnipeg for this moment right here. I love McNally Bookstore for this moment right now. I love Matt, love Lisa, because that moment, we have sent $25,000 worth of books to Purdue. This moment right here, our scholarships are established for my mother. This moment right here, that man can send this to his daughter, and she can see this photo, and I ain't got to say a word. And I'm like, Daddy, yep, remember when you went to the protest? That's the speech. That's my dad. That's my dad. Now, whatever he decides to do from this moment on, I'm still Posey's dad. So anybody that says Black Lives Matter doesn't matter, the business doesn't matter, the corruption doesn't matter, bounce back. Because yellow means slow down. You ain't green, you ain't red, that's yellow. So when you come towards the conversation, move slow or just drive through it. But that's a Black man with a yellow shirt on that represents us. Let's slow down and actually look at the picture and have a conversation. This is a phenomenal photo, Lisa. It's special.
That's beautifully said. I think that's a great place to end it today on the check-in. And we want to thank Lisa for taking these beautiful pictures. And you can find her at Lisa Douglas Photography on all social medias and online. She's got her website up and running. You can catch me and KB again on Tuesday with another episode of The Push. And if you'd like to see the pictures we just showed, go to The Push with KB on Facebook or Instagram.
Yeah, and like, take a moment and look at photos from your past of you, of places that you've been, of places that you want to go, and have the balls to put on one watch and think about the watch that you want to put on another wrist and see how long it takes you to get there. And that photo is of where you are now and what you want to see. The more photos you take, you're either getting closer to it or further away. But I think the more photos you take towards something, the closer you get. So the moments that you look at your past, I can't change it, but I got to embrace it and see it. And each person in these scenes here can interpret it. But that's our story. That's ours for you to interpret because we were all there. Take the time to look at history and say, what do you want to be a part of it? Or do you want to be a part of apartheid? Or do you just not want to be a part and just what do you want to do? But open your eyes and look at yourself and take a mental picture until Tuesday. We got to push you out of here because I want to finish watching these female women. Big shout out to Carolyn Peck. I would love to get a picture with her. So the picture of pictures would be with Carolyn Peck. So Kelly Butler's pushing out of here. So you got to say something, MacK, and then Lisa got to say something. So peace.
So once again, you can follow us on The Push with KB on Facebook, on Instagram, and we'll get our YouTube going so you can watch all the fun video content we're about to be posting. So Lisa, any final shout outs for the photography business?
No, just keep doing what everybody's doing, and nice Rolexes, Kelly. And and no, I'm Lisa Douglas at Lisa Douglas Photography, local in Winnipeg here, and always listen to The Push. Don't miss it.
Love it. And MacK, what did you say?
No, you're supposed to be watching basketball.
No, last thing, me and Auntie Lee, can we take a picture? Because you said, what was the line that you said about the Rolexes?
Celebratory Rolexes.
Peace.